scholastic logic, fuzzy logic. Because if the concept of God is going to only show up in one of your logical systems, that's not going to actually be God proper. It's going to have to be an omnipresent God that shows up in all of your logical systems.
Damn, he's talking.
So in this particular respect, atheism, I'm going to show you how we can literally know that atheism can't be true at all using laws of logic.
You're full of shit, bro.
Yeah, watch how effortless I completely just take your worldview.
Bro.
Hey, bro.
I tell you what.
Your
Hey, bro,
worldview is for the week,
listen
by the
to
week.
me.
Bro, you have a
Non-theist.
worldview. Non-theist, you have a worldview for the week, by the week.
Non-theist. Let the man
non-theist,
talk.
you have a worldview for the week, by the week, and I'll take your head off intellectually any day of the week I want. So I'm going to tell you how, watch me falsify your worldview effortlessly, you dumb motherfucker, because you decided to get rowdy with me when I told you that I'd be more than willing to be your friend. But I'm going to rip your heart out through your fucking chest and eat it like an apple. So first of all, if you're going to actually be right, I'm going to put you in what's called a destructive dilemma, which is a logical function. And I'm going to show you that any way you define atheism results in a contradiction, you stupid motherfucker. Watch this. Now, if God doesn't exist, then God necessarily exists. What do you mean? Well, if non-existence is going to be consistent and self-consistent, such that A equals A, an apple is an apple, and non-existence is non-existence, then non-existence doesn't exist. But wait a minute, if non-existence doesn't exist because to be self-consistent means it must not exist, then filing God into the category of non-existence is logically fucking impossible because that's a contradiction. Now, if you say that non-existence does exist, that's also a contradiction. Therefore, only existence is possible. The question becomes, what species of existence are we talking about? Are we talking about imaginal existence, conceptual existence, phenomenal existence? Are we talking about existential existence, a sartorial existence? Things have different kinds of existence. Some have strictly a psychological existence. Others have a psychological existence and a somatic existence, meaning they have a body. God is not a being that has a body, so it only has a psychological existence, which means it only exists as a psychological structure. Which means it must be a universal, omnipresent psychological structure that contains all other psychological structures. We have a word for that. It's called an idea. Plato talked about in his Republic. God is an idea. God is the ultimate psychological structure that contains all other psychological structures. The word for that is the idea of all ideas. So now, while I falsified the logical possibility of God's non-existence, completely falsified, watch me prove the inevitability of his existence. Now, because you have no evidence for the existence of matter, energy, space, or time at all, because those are just interpretive paradigms by which you collide them with your perception, I've systematically taken out your very scientific paradigm by which you could argue with me. It will be completely armless and legless by the time it steps to my theism. So now that I've completely disarmed you, trust me, I'm going to keep talking because I'm a great big fucking mouth.
Keep talking.
I'm an asshole. I'm a loudmouth. You're going to get a lot of loudmouth today. So let's go deep into this. God is the idea of all conceivable ideas. The idea of all conceivable ideas exists. Therefore, God exists. That's not the definition of God you like, but that's the only definition of God that's actually coherent. Now, if you have an idea of all ideas, let's explain to you how we arrive at this concept, which is actually quite easy. You see, there's not a single one of you that's going to contend that God is omniscient. But what is omniscient? Omniscience is the property of knowing all ideas. But God is an idea. That means God must be an omniscient idea that knows all ideas. So God is an idea of all ideas, built right into the definition in all logically possible worlds. Atheists believe he's an idea of all ideas. Jews think he's an idea of all ideas. Christians think he's an idea of all ideas. So do Muslims. So do Hindus. So do Buddhists. So do Confucians. So do Taoists. So do shamans. So do dreamscapists. So do Wiccans. They all have the same concept of God. Every single concept. Now, every concept of God that has ever existed is an idea. And that means it's an idea that belongs to the idea of all ideas. That means all concepts of God are manifestations of the same God. So we're into an omnitheism now, not just a pure theism. Now, if everything in the universe is nothing more than an idea, and the only thing that actually exists is a psychic continuum, that's panpsychic omnitheism.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
You have no evidence for it. You have no evidence for your position. None.
You don't either. You don't either. You don't either.
I have all the evidence.
Where's your evidence? Where's your evidence?
My mind is self-evident.
Where's your evidence?
In my mind.
Well, screw your mind.
Consciousness is the only thing I'm conscious of.
You don't have any evidence, bro.
Watch this. Watch me destroy. The very idea of evidence is only evidence for God.
You don't have any evidence.
Watch me destroy how effortlessly.
You don't have any evidence.
Watch me destroy that effortlessly, you idiots. Effortlessly, and show you how weak and insignificant your worldview is, you weak motherfucker. Watch this. Let me show you how little evidence you actually have and how I have all of it. You ready? The very idea of evidence,
nothing, bro. You don't have nothing. You got nothing.
The very idea of evidence is mutually exclusive with physicalism. Now, how do we know that the very idea of evidence is mutually exclusive with physicalism? Because physicalism denies idealism, but evidence is an idea, which means physicalism denies evidentialism. Now, because realism, materialism, and physicalism deny idealism, and evidence is an idea, physicalism, realism, and materialism therefore deny evidentialism, which means evidence is mutually exclusive with atheism and only is consistent with theism, which means there can never be any evidence for an atheistic position ever, because the very idea is a contradiction of the atheistic worldview. Which means there could only be evidence of God, because if God is the idea of all ideas and evidence is an idea in God's mind that logically presupposes the existence of God, and you lose. You dumb motherfucker.
Prove God.
Prove it?
Prove God.
Watch this. Well, let's use the rule method of proof. What method of proof do you want? Oh, well, what method do you want? Do you want the rule method of proof? Is that what you want? Because let's do that. I'll explain that to you. You dumb motherfucker, because you think there's no such thing as proof.
You are dumb motherfucker.
No, watch this. Watch you get eaten today by a fucking great white theist that rips your throat out and swallows.
God exists, you dumb motherfucker.
Watch this. God is a maximally great being, which no greater being is conceivable. Existence itself is a maximally great being, which no greater being is conceivable. Existence exists. God exists. God is existence itself. Oh, God, what are you going to do now, you loser? You're getting mauled. You're getting mauled by the theists.
Which God are you referring to?
The God of all gods.
Which God are you referring to?
The God of all gods.
Asshole?
The God of all gods is the God I'm referring to. The God of all gods.
And from
hey, redneck,
what God?
Find your way back into the fucking hovel that you came from with your moonshine and your redneck Alabama accent. Go stick it up your ass, you weak motherfucker. Because I'd slap the shit out of you in real life. Because you think you're about that fucking life? You weak motherfucker. You ain't from shit. And you get to trash talk other theists to make yourself feel fucking better about yourself? Until I fucking show the fuck up and I eat you like a fucking wolf.
You look like
yeah, keep slurring. Keep slurring with your Alabama accent through your fucking static.
Okay.
I'm going to understand everything you say. I just answered that 4 times, you deaf bitch.
Which God are you referring to?
I just answered it 4 times, you deaf bitch.
Answer my question.
I'm not answering.
Which God are you referring to?
Say please.
Which God are you referring to?
Say please.
Which God are you referring to?
Say please and I'll answer.
I'm not going to stop.
Say please and I'll answer.
God.
Say please and I'll answer. Say please and I'll answer. You're going to talk to me with manners today, you weak motherfucker. You're going to use your manners addressing me proper. You're going to talk like you talk to men. Because in reality, I would have elbowed you in the jaw right now. Because I'm from that world. I'm under no obligation to bow to your weak secular morals where violence is never allowed because you're fucking weak. And you live in a world built for pussies because you're a secularist, you pussy. Secularists are afraid to live in the fucking violent world of war where theists... Yes, I'm fat, sure, with my abs. Right.
You are a big
I'm a 45-year-old fat guy with
big pussy boy.
Yeah, I'm sure. Says the Alabama, Louisiana smasher.
Little boy.
You can't even spell 5th grade.
Little boy.
You can't spell 5th grade.
Little boy.
Yeah, as I uppercut.
Boy.
Yeah,
little
right.
Boy.
Right.
You little fucking boy.
Well, how about this? Let's put money on it.
Let's
put money on
it. You can't even.
Hey, non-theist. Non-theist. Let's put money on it. Who here would like to add? I'll put $2,000. I'll put $2,000 that I can break your jaw in under 30 minutes.
We'll go with
How about under 30 seconds? Right, that's what I thought, redneck.
Tell me. You're gonna tell me
Wait.
what God.
Wait, aren't you from the South and the Mason-Dixie line, where my people have been kicking the shit out of your people since we've
Which
existed?
God? No, I'm not from the South. I'm from New York, bro.
You're from New
I'm
York.
from New
with
York,
that redneck
you
accent. Yeah, I
fuck.
believe that. Sure.
Listen.
You're right. Right, Alabama,
damn
Jersey
right I
smasher. Right, whatever you said. Whatever you said,
but I'm from New York, and let me tell you something.
Yeah, you're from New York, talking like a redneck Mississippi
motherfucker.
prostitute.
You motherfucker.
Yeah, sure.
Tell me which God. Tell me which God you're referring to. Tell me
Sure.
which God you're referring to.
Sure, Plato's God. Plato's.
Oh my God! Prove he exists. Prove he exists.
So Plato's God is the idea of all ideas.
Prove
the
he
idea of
exists.
all. Watch this. It's actually effortless. Ready? Plato's God is defined as the idea of all ideas.
Plato,
the idea of all
how do
ideas
you know he
exists.
even
Therefore, God
exists,
exists.
bro? How do
You
you
know
know Plato ever existed? You've got
we
to
have his
prove
writings
Plato
and we have eyewitness
existed.
testimony. We have his writings and we have eyewitness testimony.
No, you don't have shit. You don't have shit. You just say you do. Plato's God, is he like away from space and time?
Hey, modern, I don't want to talk to this drunk.
No,
Drop it.
explain.
I would rather talk to someone who's coherent.
No, you dumb fuck. You dumb fuck.
No, you dumb fuck. You
fuck.
can't even say fuck.
Where
You can't even say fuck.
is he? Is the
Say
God?
fuck again, but pronounce it
You are
right this
so
time.
stupid. You are
Learn
so
to
fucking
pronounce
stupid.
fuck.
You know what? You
You
are so.
can't even say
Listen.
fuck.
You are so damn. You are so intelligent.
Yeah,
You're
right.
stupid, motherfucker.
Stupid motherfucker. I'm stupid,
You
motherfucker.
are
You're
so
so
damn
intelligent
smart.
that
You
I'm
can't
going to
even-
talk like a redneck, and I'm going to show everybody how smart I am because I'm from the Mason-Dixon line, and I fuck my cousins. Sure. That's why you lost to our Yankee asses. That's why we kicked the shit out of you in the Civil War. And you'll never live that down. And then when my Romans came into your fucking Europeans, my people have been kicking the shit out of you since you were fucking dawned. My grandparents have a long and storied history of murdering your grandfathers, raping their women, and taking your children as slaves.
Ooh, try to use a different word.
So if we're going to talk about whose culture comes from what, where, when, and why, and how, let me just remind you that Italians have been kicking the shit out of you since you've existed. And nothing about that's ever going to change. German. Okay. So since we're going to get fucking violent and we're going to get evil, I'm going to be a lot better at it than you. Or you could talk to me like I may be intrinsically worthy of some type of dignity, and I could actually talk to you like you're a person. That's what I thought. So apologies about that, gentlemen. I'd much prefer to be kind to people. But if someone's going to come at me with some shitty energy, I'm going to be fucking batshit insane to them. Because that's the only thing that keeps people reasonable.
Oh, yeah.
It's absolutely true. People are reasonable when you're willing to act crazier than them. Trust me, I know what I'm doing.
Mm-hmm.
So the idea behind it is that there's no evidence for the existence of a physical universe in the Big Bang model. Because science can't figure this out. Because the actual paradigm by which they would need to discover this is beyond the model's ability to produce. Science today conventionally proceeds on 4 fundamental assumptions. The fundamental assumptions of science are matter, energy, space, and time. But those are just assumptions. And the reason why they're assumptions is because you cannot find evidence for the existence of matter because it would be matter. So it would be arguing in a circle. And you can't have evidence for the existence of energy because that would be arguing in a circle. And you can't have evidence for the existence of space because that would be arguing in a circle. And you can't have evidence for the existence of time. That'd be arguing in a circle. Space and time are propositionally presumed in your models in exactly the same way that Christians presume God in their models. So if you're going to allow presuppositions in your model, such as matter, energy, space, and time, you can't have an issue when they take only one assumption as opposed to yours, which is God. So the presuppositionalist argument is actually much more economical than the presuppositionalism of science, which has 4 presuppositions: matter, energy, space, and time. The presuppositionalist argument, which I reject, for the same reason I reject science, is that it's basically just an axiom. But you can't set God up as an axiom. You have to be able to demonstrate it somehow with elliptical reasoning. And that's very hard to do. You need a metanoetic method, not a logical method. So the problem is this: God can be known, it can be demonstrated, but not within conventional epistemological methods. And the fact of the matter is that if you actually seriously and deeply study theism, not the fucking slack-jawed, mouth-breathing form of it like this fucking hillbilly down here is trying to attack. Anyone could go after that. But you got to be able to take on the very serious, hardcore, heavy-hitting theists. like Leibniz or Einstein or Max Planck or Erwin Schrödinger or Michael Faraday or Goethe or Schelling or Fichte or Hegel. Because if you're literally only going to the low-hanging fruit, it's because there's some part of you that lacks the confidence to go for the heavy hitters, which means there's some part of you that knows you might lose that argument, which means there's some part of you that isn't as certain in your position as you think you are. But there's a difference between me. I actually know God exists. There's no way I'm wrong, because I can move through dozens of logical algorithms that corroborate the proof of it. Dozens of them. So when people are telling you there's no evidence for the existence of God, not according to their paradigm of what they consider evidence to be, because you can't have evidence outside of your paradigm of evidence. If I have a strictly materialistic paradigm of evidence, I'm not going to believe that evidence in the form of anything else other than matter is going to actually be legitimate. And I'm going to break everything down and reinterpret it materially to suit my evidence. That's just confirmation bias. If you're going to know God exists, there's methods that you can use. There are systems that you can use. And here's the foolishness of atheism. All atheists walk around a mountain watching trails that go up a mountain, watching people disappear up this mountain. And you know what they do? They go, that mountain leads to nowhere. And they've never gotten to the fucking top of it. They've never seen the peak of it. You aren't even qualified to say whether or not God exists. You don't even have the experience of going up the mountain. If someone comes along today and says,
Okay, now,
Jupiter has,
am I back?
someone calls
Am I
like, hey,
back?
hillbilly, I'm not done
Am I
talking
back?
to you, Sheila. Get the fuck out of here.
Am I back to shut
Hey,
your
hillbilly.
ignorant
Hey,
fucking
Shira.
ass up, bro?
Hey, Shira. Hey, Shira.
You-
Let's
did
put
you-
money.
did you
Hey,
know-
Shira. Let's
did
put
you
money.
know
Let's
what
find out how
atheism
tough you
means?
are. I guarantee
Do
you I
you
can rip your
know
chest
what
open and eat
atheism-
your intestines right
I
out of your throat.
understand. Hey, where do you live? Where do you live?
Connecticut. You come
All right,
through
let me
or what?
write your address down. Let me
You're gonna
write
come
your
through or
address
what?
down, motherfucker.
Okay, come through.
All right, Connecticut. What's your
Connecticut.
address?
30 Janet Drive.
What now?
30 Janet Drive.
30 Janet.
30 Janet Drive. That's where I'm staying currently. I'll be back in New York in 2 weeks. I'm visiting my family. But you're more than
2
welcome
weeks?
to come through because I'm going to knock you the fuck out. Badly.
Okay.
And then I'm going to ship your carcass back to your kids.
And then I'm going to snap
And then
your
I'm going
neck,
to send your
motherfucker.
arms and legs back to your children.
I'm going to
I'm
snap
going to
your neck.
dismember you and send you back to your children.
I'm going to snap your neck.
I hope you show up, hillbilly.
Oh, I will.
I hope you show up
I
with a
will.
weapon.
Because you
I
are
hope
a
you come with
liar.
a gun.
You're nothing but a
I hope
liar.
you come armed to the fucking teeth.
I hope by
I hope
I
you
ain't
come
got
with
a-
something that can set me on fire.
I don't have
Because
to be
as soon as
armed.
you come through, I'm tearing your eyes out
I
of your head and
don't
eating
have to be armed.
because you think
I
you're
can
going to be
snap
about
your
that
neck
fucking life.
with my
You ain't
hand,
seen hard
bro.
until you've seen where the fuck I'm from.
You don't. Hey,
Do you
you
understand
ain't seen
anything?
shit,
I didn't give you
bro.
permission to talk, Shira.
You ain't seen.
I didn't give you
shit,
permission
bro.
to talk, Shira. That's what I fucking thought. That's what I
I
fucking
tell
thought.
you what, I probably fuck
Well,
you
what
in
are you
your
going to show me?
asshole.
What? Yeah, you're
Then
going to
I'll
show me
fuck
something
you
with
in
that
your
fucking 12-inch bicep of yours.
Hey, I'll stick my 8-inch dick in your mouth. How's that?
I hope you do. I hope you do.
Wow, I done snapped your neck and you won't
How do you
even
plan
know
to
it.
do that with those tiny hands?
Oh, my hands. I'm by God, I'm 6'5". Yeah, you
Well,
think
we're about
tiny
the same.
hands?
Well, we're about the same height. Only I have 2 black belts. Oh my God, what are you going to do now?
Oh, okay. Well, I'm in kung fu, buddy.
That's good. I'm an expert mixed martial arts coach. I hope your wrestling's good.
Also, MMA.
I hope your jiu-jitsu's. I hope your jiu-jitsu's
Listen,
on
you
point.
motherfucker.
Because I'm going to double
I'm in MMA,
and I'm going to wipe my balls straight across that fucking gristly little beard of yours.
and I'll bite them motherfuckers off too,
I hope
and
you
spit
bite
them
them too,
down
'cause I'm
your
going to like
mouth.
that. I'm going to
I'll
like that.
spit them down
I'm
your
going to
mouth.
love that. I'm going to love that.
I'm
I'm
gonna
gonna love that.
shove them up
I'm
your
gonna love
ass
it.
too.
I love that you have a plan
know
to
what?
eat my nuts.
You
I
ain't
love
nothing.
your plan
You
to
ain't
gargle my balls.
nothing.
I love that you have
You
a
ain't
plan to
nothing.
gargle my nuts.
You
I love your
ain't
plan to gargle
nothing.
my nuts. Tell me a little
You
bit more
ain't
about your plan
nothing.
to gargle my nuts.
Oh
Tell me a
no,
little
no,
bit
no!
more about your plan
I'm
to
gonna
gargle my
spit 'em.
balls.
I'm gonna spit them up your
Yeah.
ass.
I bet you can't wait to have them in your mouth.
No, I'm gonna spit them up
Then
your
why
ass.
are you planning so much to have them in your mouth?
I'm gonna spit them up your ass.
So
and
what do you
then-
like most about my nuts in your mouth? Do you like the
I don't
biting
know.
of them? Do you like the
I've
lick of
never
them? Do you like
seen
the
your
fucking
nuts, but
pubic
hey,
hair that's
I
going to be in the
tell
back
you
of your
what,
throat?
I tell you what,
Is that what you
them
fucking like?
motherfuckers, them
That's what I
motherfuckers
thought.
might taste
That's what I thought.
good.
That's what I
They
thought.
might taste good,
That's what I thought.
motherfucker.
I already got your heart. I
They
won.
taste good.
How to feel to lose?
And I tell you
How to
what,
feel to lose? How to feel to lose?
I tell you what, after I bite
You're
your
not
dick
about.
off,
You're nowhere
shove it
near
down
as
your
insane as
mouth.
I am, and you're nowhere near as rational as I am. I cover the whole
I'm
spectrum.
crazy. I'm a crazy motherfucker.
I'm sure you are.
don't even know crazy.
I'm sure you
You
are.
don't even know crazy.
I'm sure you are.
You don't know crazy, motherfucker.
I don't.
No,
I don't.
you don't know. All right, now
don't.
what's your address again?
Well,
What's your address?
Well, no, you already got it. You got it. You got it.
No, Connecticut, 30. What now?
No, you got it. Trust me, you got it. You can go
Oh,
no, you
you're
can listen
chicken
to it.
shit. That ain't
No,
your
no,
address.
go back and
That's
listen.
not
to
your
it.
address.
Go
That's
go
not
back
your
and-
address
go
because you
back and
know
listen to it.
I.
Oh, it sure is.
You know,
I promise
you know,
it is. Oh, I
you know
promise
you'll
it
be.
is. I promise.
You know you.
I promise you. I promise you. I promise you.
Okay,
Tooth's
now,
jokes.
well, tell it to me
I
again.
promise
I
you.
want to make sure.
I
Tell it
promise.
to me again.
Go back and
Tell
listen to
me
it again. Well, say please. I'll say it twice. Say please. I'll
Okay.
say it twice. Use your manners. Use your manners.
All right, please tell me again.
I lied.
Yeah, you are a liar. You've
I'm
been
a liar.
lying this whole fucking time.
This whole
bro.
time. This whole time.
Atheism. Do you know what atheism is?
Yeah,
It's
I know
just
what
not
atheism-
believing in
I know
God.
what atheism. Atheism is what you
No,
are while
you
you lose to
don't.
me.
No, you don't.
Atheism
Atheism
is
is
everything
just
you
not
are while you
believing
lose
in
to
a
me.
God.
Because
You
you
dumb
think you're
fuck.
from a hard life. You're thinking-
Atheism is
like,
just not
like, what are
believing
you
in a
from?
God.
Like Budweiser,
And that
Bush,
you
Anheuser
can't.
County.
That you can't.
What are you from?
That you can't even. No,
Anheuser
no.
County,
I'm
man.
in the Bible.
My
No,
new
I've
name for
lived
you is
in the
Anheuser
Bible
County.
Belt all my life. You
My name for you
motherfucker.
is Anheuser
I've
County.
lived
You
in the
sound like
Bible
you're
Belt
from
all my
Anheuser
life. Let me
I
step
bet you like
outside
Michelob
before
you
I
like
get
a-
my wife.
I bet you like a good Michelob, don't you? Or are you more
No,
like a?
I hate Michelob.
Or are you more
hate
like a
Michelob.
Coors guy?
I don't drink. I don't drink,
You
bro.
don't drink, so you're always this inebriated.
No,
So you mean you're
I don't
always
drink.
this savagely stupid?
No, I don't drink.
No, I don't drink. You can't even say.
I'm a
it.
health freak.
Yeah, right. You certainly
I don't
sound.
drink, bud.
Yeah, you sound it.
I mean, well, why would I? Why would I
You
drink?
sound like you're talking with a fifth of fucking vodka in your face right now with a mouthful of spiders.
No, well, I'm sorry, I'm not.
Well, then how else do we explain how retarded you sound?
Oh, so and you don't, and you don't,
I speak lovely.
you don't sound
My
retarded.
accent is
Oh, you
spectacular.
don't sound
I
retarded
st-
with
I
that
st-
goddamn.
When I
mouth
speak, I
yours?
sound like a golden god.
You don't sound
When
retarded with that.
when I speak, I sound like a golden god that women can't.
No,
lining up
you
just to
ain't
sit
no
on my
God.
fucking face.
There ain't no such thing as God. See, that shows
No,
you how
don't
ignorant
worry
you are.
about me. Don't worry about me because I get to come off of this platform to any one of the any one of the number of fans that I picked up just for
Prove
chewing
your
you
God
up.
exists.
Because
You
it
still,
always
you ain't still. Hey, listen.
Hey, guess
you ain't
what?
proved nothing.
You're making me
You
famous.
ain't proved nothing.
Make me famous.
You ain't proved nothing.
Make me famous more.
You ain't
Hillbilly.
proved nothing. You
Make
ain't
me
proved
famous
nothing.
more,
You
Hillbilly.
have not proved nothing.
Make me famous more.
You have not proved
Right,
anything.
make me famous. Make me famous more. Just keep my popularity. Stick bitch.
Famous my
Door
ass.
stick bitch.
You look like an idiot.
Okay,
You
stick
look
bitch.
like an idiot because you
Okay,
don't even know
stick bitch.
what atheism means.
Says stick bitch.
You don't even know what
Ladies
atheism
and gentlemen,
means.
this is stick bitch.
You don't even
done,
have a
stick bitch?
clue what atheism
Hey, stick
is.
bitch, you done? You gonna stick it, bitch? You don't even know what the fuck I'm calling
Keep
you.
talking. Keep talking.
You
keep
don't
talking.
even know what
Keep-
the fuck I'm calling you.
Keep
You're
talking.
literally too stupid to even catch the
Keep
meaning of my
talking.
fucking insults.
No, just keep talking. Keep talking.
So do me a
talking.
favor, Modern. Do me
You
a
know
favor.
what? You know what? You sound more stupid than you really are.
Do me a favor. Just drop him. I'd like to have a normal conversation.
Yeah, that was fun while it lasted, but all right, what's up?
Thank you. Don't put me in those situations because I'm never going to actually stop.
I
Please.
didn't add that guy
Yeah,
up.
just understand. Like I'm here to be your friend, but if someone's going to be mean to me, they're going to see an extra